Dregs One, and this is another episode of the History of the Bay podcast. Shout out to the producer, Skino. Behind the camera today, we got King Said, Rocky Vision as well. Shout out. DEO behind the boards, sponsored by the good folks of Amoeba Music, San Francisco. And also, I'd like to announce a new sponsor, the folks at Dying Breed SF. You see the gear, you see the hat, you see the jackets, you see the graffiti supplies. This could all be yours, man. Dying Breed SF. Go check out my folks on 24th Street in San Francisco. And today, we got a special guest.
Oh, man.
I don't usually do long intros, but I'm gonna do a long intro today, man, because this is what this platform is for, man. The real history of the Bay Area, live in the flesh. And when we talk about hip-hop, there's a lot of talk about how we don't honor our legends. We don't honor the forefathers, even on the East Coast, even in New York where it started. Yeah, you know about Grandmaster Caz, you know about Melly Mel, but did they really get enough credit? Does Kool Herc get enough credit? I feel like right now, I'm excited, man. I'm turned up because I'm sitting with our Bay Area pioneer. I feel like he's cut from that same cloth, man. The roots of hip-hop, along with Mack Calvin T. Today, straight out of Richmond, California, man.
Oh, man.
We got Mack Magic Mike in the building, man.
You hear me, man. What's up with my guy, man?
Thank you for coming through, brother.
I appreciate you,
yes,
man.
Sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is going to be dope. This is going to be epic. I'm excited. I'm juiced. And I want people to really, if you don't know, today you're going to find out.
That part.
And one thing I want people to find out is, hey, bro, you got bars.
Oh, man.
Like, you really be rapping, bro. Like, even your early joints, man, like, you could take those same raps and put them on beats today, and they would still sound ahead of its time. So I was just wondering, man, I haven't done this before, but can we get a quick 16? Can you bust a little something for the people?
I'm going to give them a bar. The bar that's relevant to this interview.
Let's go.
Is from Humming.
Okay.
But I got to let the people know with this 16.
Do your thing.
Welcome to the beginning of the saga of the Mack and commentary. Borderline scary how they call me legendary. Suckers got the audacity act like they ain't never heard of me. And I've been serving game raw since 82 or 83. It was Magic Mike and Calvin T. Crack rhymes out my mouth, nigga. Dope boys was paying me. It ain't a secret. I won't let it be a mystery. If you gonna be off in this thing, at least know your damn history. I flooded the Bay. I was the sharpest of the sharpest. Ask my nigga 40 Water. He'll tell you no problems. 25 years plus, he been paying homage. I fucks with you the long way, my nigga. High mileage. Knowledge. It's the key to success if you gon' fuck with me. Undernourished poodles thinking they gon' get the best of me. Question if I'm OG, how the fuck I got the recipe? Game, money, macking, longevity. Get the money, huh, man. Stack it up, huh, man. Stay solid, huh, man. Never fold, huh, man. Shake busters, huh, man. But break suckers, huh, man. And stay away from them fake motherfuckers, huh, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Mack Magic Mike in the building, bro.
Oh, man. Yes,
I'm saying that's bars right there, man. If they don't know, they about to find out,
They gonna find out, man. You hear me?
Man, appreciate you spitting that. But now let's really get into it, man, where it all started, bro. Richmond, California. Were you born there?
Born in Oakland, California.
Born in Oakland, grew up in Richmond.
Wait. Born in Berkeley, California.
Born in Berkeley, B-Town.
Born in B-Town, man. Grew up in Oakland till the age of 7.
And what was your home life like, and who raised you primarily?
Women.
Okay.
Grandmother, mother, auntie, girl cousin, twin sister died at birth, so it's women. Only male in the house. And you know how that go. Even to this day, that can go one or two ways. When you're the only male in the house surrounded and growing up around women, you either gonna be sharp or soft.
Right.
You're either gonna be sharp and learn from these women, or you're gonna be soft and be like these women. And that's what's wrong with our race today. I ain't gonna get into that.
I could dig it. So were they tough on you to help you with that process, or like did they give you the proper boundaries?
I was a little. They was black women, Oakland, California. Come on, black women in the late 60s, early 70s, man. You know what I'm saying? I was raised right, respectful, mannerism. You know, I was raised right. Little managed little dude, but I was raised right. You feel me? And I was smart.
Yeah.
So I excelled at everything.
Right.
And I sell so much at shit that I got bored and started getting in trouble because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my mother and my grandmother, they knew I was going to be somebody.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't just know, you know what I mean, what, but they knew I was going to be somebody because I was always a little smart little dude.
I can dig it. So you moved to Richmond when you're about 7, right?
Boy. Yeah. To the rich we go, man.
And what was that experience like when you got there? What was your impression?
When I first moved to the rich, I was sheltered. Mama sheltered me. Like, Moms wasn't going. You know what I mean? She knew what it was in Richmond. Moms wasn't going. You ain't finna be in these streets. You know what I'm saying? My mother was a Jehovah's Witness, so she kept me in the Kingdom Hall. Kept me, doing something constructive, doing some art, some gallery, some, anything, poetry, whatever. But I'm in Richmond. Mm-hmm. I gotta get on the school bus. I gotta walk to the school bus. I gotta go to school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta go to school.
You gotta sit in the classroom.
I gotta sit in the classroom. I gotta make it to the next period.
Yeah.
And the rich, yeah. And it was a really struggle. Like Mama, Jehovah, Richmond, the streets, Mama, Jehovah, and the streets won.
Yeah, and we're talking late 70s, early 80s.
We talking late 70s, early 80s, exactly when we talking 79, 80, 81.
That's the birth of the game right there.
Yeah.
What was going on in the streets of Richmond at that time?
A little bit of everything, but it was more game than gang banging. Mm-hmm. Killing and shit. It was more gang.
Getting money.
Then. It was more getting money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the crack era was brand new.
Right.
Crack era really hadn't even hit like that yet. It was, motherfuckers was ether basing. You had to have a gang of that shit called money to free base. You wasn't just buying it on the corner. Crack wasn't introduced like that yet. And like I say, my mother was a Jehovah's Witness and she went to the meeting one night and I didn't want to go because I had some other shit up. And I was a teenager by that time. So she like, okay, baby, you do your thing. But when she came home, I had a female in the house. But literally was nothing funny going on. And the female wanted to know, how do you compose these raps? Like, how do you do this?
What age was this?
This was like 13.
So you were on hip-hop early.
But when the first rap, put it like this here, there was no Bay Area rapper at all other than Freddy B and Too Short. There was, everybody in and shout out to you, bro.
Right.
And that rap, History of the Bay Area.
Right on.
Like, that shit is so dope to me. Like, you broke it down.
So I got it right. I started with Too Short and Freddy B.
Too Short and Freddy B.
Right.
But it's like identical.
Yeah.
Oakland, Too Short and Freddy B.
Yeah.
Richmond, Magic Mike and Calvin T.
Right.
Like, Freddy B was the equivalent of Calvin T because he was with the boombox and he made the beat and he rapped too.
Like solo artists, but y'all was still a duo at the same time.
Yeah. And it was happening at the same time. So one would be inclined to believe, like, who the first rapper from the Bay? You gonna say Short, Too Short.
Yeah, let's get that on the record.
Why would you not say that?
Yeah.
Too Short. And then you got to be hipped up on Freddy B.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then they don't know that at the exact same time that Too Short and Freddy B was making tapes and putting them in the trunk, out the trunk of the car and on the street and hand to hand combat in this game, Magic Mike and Calvin T was doing the exact same thing.
So you can't even call it who came first out of y'all.
My brother 40 did an interview with Fat Joe not too long ago, and Fat Joe asked him on his podcast. Fat Joe said, "So Too Short was the first out of the Bay?" And even 40 was like, yeah. To me, it was Too Short and Freddy B, but it was others that didn't have music on the shelf.
Yeah.
At that time.
He was first on the shelf.
He was the first on the shelf.
Okay.
You feel me? Like a year before.
Yeah.
You feel me? With the 80, what was it?
87?
No, what was it? The
75
label.
Girls?
Yeah, 75 Girls. Yeah. The first release was like right before ours.
So we're talking like 1980. Well, you said you started rapping in 82.
I started rapping in 82.
So what was it?
Putting tapes out in 83. Me and Calvin had the streets from 83 to 87, and then I put out a release. My first release on the shelf was in 1988. Okay.
What was how did you get exposed to hip hop? I'm guessing Sugar Hill Gang?
Nope. No? You would think that, huh?
Let's go. Let's break it down.
One would think that too. Like, what's the first rap And I'm finna fuck y'all heads up, man. Sugar Hill Gang, and shout out to everybody you named from the East Coast, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That you know, hip-hop evolved from there. But to me, the first rapper was Johnny Guitar Watson.
Superman Lover.
Talk about it, and you ain't gotta name another song at all. That's it, right there. Superman Lover was out before any rapper emerged, and Telephone Man rang that telephone. The whole song is a rap.
Yeah.
He ain't doing it but spitting game to a beat. He wasn't singing. He was plucking a guitar and spitting game to a beat. That's what rap is.
Yeah, facts.
And that came out, I grew up off Johnny. I'm talking about 7, 8 years old. So to me, Johnny Guitar Watson was the equivalent, like I wrote poetry as a youngster. I won contests in Brooklyn at 7 years old, 6 years old from poetry. Like teachers was flabbergasted. I gotta submit this poem, all this shit, right? To me, that's all rap was. Poetry
to music.
Over a beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It ain't gotta rhyme, it just gotta make sense. It gotta mean something. And so, yeah, that's
so this is dope. This is what I'm saying. We're talking the real. You gotta understand where you came from to know where you're going, man.
That part there, man.
So now we're talking blues. We're talking rhythm and blues. We're talking, you know, before anything, poetry.
Poetry. Rhythm and blues.
These are the things that inspired you to start rapping when you did.
When I first heard Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight, yeah, I was fucked up. Like,
he was like, oh, that's okay.
But I was immediately like,
shit.
That's that shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't like, this is something new. Like, what the fuck is this? I was more on something like, about time.
It's
like this, that shit.
Yeah.
And I know how to do that.
Yeah. Right.
But I didn't know how to, the thing that distinguished me and Calvin T just set us apart from everybody else was, I didn't know how to be nothing but authentic. I didn't know how to rap about nothing other than what I was living. And at that time, I ran away from my mother's house at 2 weeks before my 14th birthday and started pimping.
What made you run away, man?
She told me that night when she came home from the Kingdom Hall and found the female in the house, she said, get this tramp out of my house. I'm like, Mama, she ain't a tramp. She a young lady. And she was just here, get this tramp out of my house. I always come from the walker home. She live across the tracks. It's dark. Mama, you leave out this house, boy. Don't come back. I'm a Capricorn. I'm stubborn. I never came back, bro.
She said, damn, she put you on super punishment right there.
She didn't. She literally died. And before she died, she told me I broke her heart because I never came back.
She didn't know you was going to do that.
What mama does think your 14-year-old son is never gonna come home again.
Yeah. So
my mother knew about my whereabouts by walking in Jones and Harris record store in Richmond and hearing people come in while she trying to buy some Engelbert Humperdinck. and Johnny, Blue Bland, Johnny Blue Bland, people coming in asking for the Magic Mike cassette. Like, Magic Mike, you got the new Magic Mike? Magic Mike? And so she was in there with my auntie, my Zola, rest in peace, to both my queens. And my Zola like, Magic Mike, like, let me see this. And she like, this my nephew. Y'all people coming in here to buy my nephew? And my mama like, wait, this my son. And that's how she found out who her son was.
Damn, okay. So you left home that night with your female friend.
And never came back, bro. Started staying with her and her mama till that played out. And then I told her, like, we need some money. You know what it is? You watch the whole shit transform. My mama kicked me out. I ain't the kind to be on these streets like this. You know what you got to do. And yeah.
So that was your first turnout as well.
Turnout. And then from there, I was like, older pimps from Richmond. I was the youngest.
You were 14.
I'm the youngest pimp from Richmond ever. Let's put it like that. You can Google it.
14 years old.
You can Google it. I'm the youngest pimp from Richmond ever. We ain't talking about a motherfucker just hollering they a pimp and hanging around pimps. We talking about a 14-year-old child sending grown whores.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's how I got turned out, bro.
What made that light bulb go off in your 14-year-old mind to say, this is how I'm gonna do this. This is
everything got its origin, man. Like, it's a deep root to everything. Mine was, I grew up in a house full of women. I was abused by women, and I was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the last straw was the kick out. Like, this how you do me?
You became a little heartless after that.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
Completely heartless. Like completely heartless, bro.
Yeah.
Like, not sugarcoat, nothing, didn't give 5 dry fucks. And then older dudes took a liking to me. Like, little nigga, you raw. We like you, Magic. And you rapping this shit too?
Yeah.
Like, come on, ride with us, boy. Give you something else to rap about. Because all I'm doing is rapping. Me and Calvin T, all we doing is rapping what we living and what we seeing. And we around pimps and hustlers and cow poppers and dope boys. And so that's all we rapping about.
And we're talking 1982.
Yeah,
bro.
83, 84, 85, 86, 87. All them years from 82 on up, man. It started in 82 in Juvenile Hall. This is no releases. This is how we connected in Juvenile Hall in 82. But by 83, April of 83, I remember the month, April of 83, Magic Mike and Calvin T tapes was circulating.
Was on it, was getting out there. So in the lineage of hip hop too, right? Okay, we got Sugar Hill Gang. What else are you hearing? Grandmaster Flash, Furious 5?
I'm a fan. It's a trip how I'm gonna keep shouting 40 out because it's all love between me and that dude. He's one of the only ones. If you ever shouted out Magic Mike and Calvin T on your record or your tape or you whatever, and you gave us I love you, but it ain't enough of it. But from 40, it's been relentless, like nonstop.
Nice.
Since the beginning of his career, he's made it his business to shout out me and Calvin. So I'm gonna keep plugging 40, man.
Of course.
But he said he grew up off Can't Go From UTFO, Rudy Ray Moore. That was me.
Okay.
Johnny Guitar Watson. I love me some. I love the UTFO.
Yeah.
I love the Big Daddy Kane, MC Shan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
saying? I can hear a little
saying?
MC Shan in your style.
I loved it. There was that flavor. That,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That, hey! You know what I mean? Just, you know what I mean? I love the flavor.
Little Slick Rick.
I can't Rick the Ruler, man. Slick Rick. I love that type of shit. East Coast rap was just the shit to me back
And you're
then.
seeing this as it's coming out, too.
As it's coming out.
It's brand new.
And I know how to do it.
What about the breakdancing? Did you fuck around with the breakdancing?
I wasn't into the breakdancing.
Okay.
And I was in a little robot.
You was
but
breaking something else. You was breaking something else.
I was too fly for that, man. I wasn't picking on my back and spin around, man. I was too fly for that, man.
Nah, that's dope, though. I mean, the reason I asked and I want to cover all that is because your style, bro, like your style is like, it's in keeping with the hip hop at the time, but it definitely has like that pimp, player, Bay Area hustler flavor.
Yeah.
Even back then. And that is the blueprint for a lot of Bay Area rap, is spitting that shit, spitting that ism, spitting that reality of what's going on in a place like Richmond, Vallejo, even San Francisco, Oakland. The rest of the country doesn't really know what we got going on in some of these neighborhoods.
Man. Yeah.
And y'all was on that from jump. That's just dope to me.
It was dope to me, but I'm saying it's even doper now.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? I was living it back then.
Where you can see where it's going.
It's crazy, man.
And so the reaction, so you're around all these cats. Well, actually, before that, so you met Calvin T in Juvenile Hall.
Yeah.
And why were you in Juvenile Hall at that time?
I was a little managed. I think what they had me for, man, they had me for assault and battery on some little white chick. They had me for pimping and pandering, contributing to the delinquency of a minor as a minor.
As a minor, brother, damn.
I'm a minor, but I'm contributing to the delinquency of a minor and kidnap, all kind of, had some trumped up shit, but I ain't do all that shit.
They just threw the book at you.
Like, you little managed.
Like, let's get this guy off the street. Let's get this little kid out of here.
I wasn't a kid in their eyes, man. Like, they out to the judges.
You were
DAs,
14?
I wasn't a kid in their eyes, though.
14 years old?
14 years old, you know, then turned to 15, and I wasn't a kid in their eyes at all.
And do you mind if I ask why was Calvin in there?
Long story short, back this the 80s, again, crack era, we both had our experiences with drugs. But at this time, everybody did.
You're talking about like smoking some coke.
Yeah, we talking about
blunt.
the Grimmies, the caviars, like everybody did. But then it took me a few years, it took me some time to shake that shit.
Well, that was an acceptable thing back then.
It was an acceptable thing for so long, and then
then it got kind of out of hand.
It got kind of out of hand, and then I found a way to shake that shit. Yeah. But my brother, he you know what I mean? he didn't find a way to shake that shit right then. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, when you on that shit and you fucking around in the streets, it's gonna land you in and out of the penitentiaries, man.
How common would you say this was for young black males in your generation?
What's that?
This type of life you talking about?
Where I come from, everything I'm telling you I was doing as a youngster, it's not unheard of. Like, the age might have been a little older. You know what I mean? I was the youngest, but...
So you're a little advanced.
I'm a little advanced, but it wasn't uncommon. That's how everybody around me was living. That's why I was attracted to that part of the game. I'm going to school and Kennedy High School in Richmond. I'm seeing a cat named Charlie Bird, man. C-Note, man. You know, tell me one of the most reputable pimps about of Richmond, man. And he can't be but like 5, 6 years older than me. And the man got a fly perm, man, with a fuck you red leather suit on with a Mercedes-Benz emblem and a donkey rope, man, rings on every finger, a fuck you red Mercedes-Benz, whatever year it was, with the feet and 3-4 hoes. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's hard.
Is that? I'm like, bro, what is that? And this nigga in high school, what the fuck is this?
Right.
And man, smack Charlie Bird, man. I need to get on that nigga tip, you know what I mean? And he took a liking to me, like, little magic, man, what do? Because what it was, I ended up knocking his cousin that he was trying to pimp on. Mm-hmm. He didn't give a, bruh, Charlie Bird, sisters.
Yeah, he's gorilla pimping.
Sisters.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bitch, if you gonna sell pussy, keep it in the family and pay a P.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta fuck you. You can go get your dick anywhere, bitch. But if you gonna hoe up, you gonna pay pimping.
That's crazy.
So he was trying to smash his cousin. He was trying to knock her. And I ended up knocking her. Like, who is this little nigga that knocked my cousin? I've been trying to knock this whole bitch for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ended up knocking her. He was like, respect to this little nigga right here. I mean, he gave me some game, you know. He gave me a gang of that shit called game. You know?
Right. Damn, that's that shit, man. So that's basically you and Calvin T are both caught up in this world at the same time.
And then out the penitentiary. That penitentiary killed our game, man.
What do they call it? I forget the word right now, but just used to the system and institutionalized.
Yeah, that part, yeah.
So, but that's where it starts for y'all in juvenile hall.
Yeah.
So what was what was your first time meeting Calvin?
Like I say, 13, right before I turned 14, juvenile hall. I'm rapping, I'm writing raps. That's how I keep, that's how I pass the time. That's how I keep to myself, man. I'm just spilling everything before I got locked up, all the shit I was going through. Everything I was going through before I got locked up, you know what I'm saying? I'm in juvenile hall writing about it. No matter what it was, you know what I mean? I'm writing about it and people around me like, this nigga raw, like, damn. And Calvin heard it and was like, my nigga, I like that, man. And we just clicked. I'm like, well, you a player, man. He said, man, you mind if I come in your cell? When we lock back up, can I come in your cell? I'm like, nigga, if you can get the police to go for it. And Calvin T went and popped it on the police, like, man, they like, what y'all going, man, we finna go in here and write, bro. I like this nigga. And the police like, all right, y'all. And we went in there and composed our first rap. And they was having a talent show in juvenile hall. And we like, man, can we be in a talent show? And they're like, I don't know about y'all two, man. Like, come on, man, we got a rap, woo-doo-doo-doo. The police was like, let me hear it. So we spilled it. Mine was about Superman and Lois Lane being this hoe. And no, that was Calvin T's. And mine was about Popeye and Bluto being a trick and what's her name? Olive Oil being the hoe. You know what I'm saying? And the police like, y'all some damn fools, but it's good. Wasn't no cussing.
Yeah.
We pimping and all the shit, but wasn't no cussing. And the police like, all right. We went in there and won the talent show. And that was the beginning of Magic Mike and Calvin T, man.
That's crazy. So y'all, during that time, did y'all like make a plan? Like, all right, when we get out, we finna do
we made. That's exactly what we. So when we get out, he went home before me. We had. See, I didn't spoke on this a couple times before. So let me clarify this. Calvin stole nothing. Calvin did nothing. We had this planned. Calvin T went home before me. We had all this planned. I'm going to continue to write in here. I'm going to mail it to you. You know what I mean? Spit this shit, get them used to this, you know what I mean? That lasted for like 2 months. But when I came home, Calvin had it cracking. You know what I mean? He had a little equipment with the little Casio, you know, the keyboard and the beat machine and the tape, the little cassette tape and dubbing. He was ready.
Where did he get that from?
However he got it.
He just acquired it.
He acquired it, man. He acquired that shit, man. I don't know. I ain't asked no questions, man.
He's like, okay, it's here. Let's go.
And when I came home, it was like, we was just spitting a cappella. But when I came home, he had already had beats made, like, you know what I mean?
So he was making the beats.
He was literally, you know, the old school Casio and the drums, the beat machines, and the, you know what I mean? Dun, 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 just making up shit. And
I mean, that's the trip when I'm listening to the early recordings from y'all. Like, even the raps, like I was saying, you could hear the Bay Area style. The beats, the drums.
Yeah.
It sound like Bay Area beats, bro.
Yeah. I mean, that's what, I guess that's the style, that the sound we was looking for. We from the Bay, so you know what I mean?
Where do you think that comes from, man?
Just a product of your environment, man. We from the Bay, so this is what we hearing. You know what I mean? This is what we, but back then it wasn't too much to go off of.
That's what I'm saying. So what was it?
So
was
was
it funk? Was it
funk, yep, funk. And like I said,
Parliament,
George Clinton, Parliament, you know what I mean? Johnny Guitar, a gang of that.
James Brown, I heard I believe you sampled too.
You on that right, though. You on that right. That's where it came from. It came from, because there was no rap to compare it to. There was no rap to, you know what I mean, feed off of back then. So it basically was funk and pop and soul, you know what I mean, R&B.
Because it's heavy bass, heavy drums, even back then.
My first release was heavy bass and heavy drums. Yeah, that's crazy.
So y'all figure, all right, we're going to record tapes. We're going to record songs and start slanging them. How does that idea come together? We just said,
but we did it like, I don't know, like 4 or 5 tapes. And we didn't make it. Like his house is on a hill, and we walk down a hill like 3-4 blocks and get to the little gas station. Now you in South Richmond. We didn't get past the gas station. The tapes was gone. So we had to bust a U and walk right back up the hill and go dub some more tapes. So now we dubbing like 10, 15.
Was that on the strength of who you were, people knowing you, or just on the strength of how hip-hop was coming out at the time?
At that time, that was on the strength of they never heard no shit like this before.
Right.
Period.
So that was the era where you could say you rap and surprise somebody.
Surprised everybody.
Like, what? You do that shit?
Bun B, rest in peace. Pimp C. I mean, not Bun B, rest in peace.
Pimp C, yes.
Pimp C, rest in peace. Bun B said Magic Mike and Calvin T was one of their first influences.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So those tapes were moving.
Oh, they was moving, bro.
From Richmond
to everywhere. Cats was going to the military, to Germany. Taking our tapes with us.
Copy of a dubs.
And it was making it to Vallejo. One dope boy go to Vallejo to serve another dope boy. Like, what you listening to? That's that Magic Mike and Calvin T. You're got. Y'all got. They still in that.
Yeah.
And they going to dub it.
Yeah.
And now it's in Vallejo. You know what I mean? Young Mac Malls and young Mac Dregs and young E-40s and Be Legis is hearing it now. You feel me?
That's crazy, man. Did it become profitable pretty quick?
Hella.
Yeah.
It was hella profitable, but we was just fucking it off. Like, you know what I mean? If it was today, like a niggas would be half-ass rich, but
be stacking a little more. Yeah.
We was on some, as soon as we get it, as soon as we touch it, fuck it off. You feel me?
You're still fucking around with the pimp shit.
That's all I'm doing. But me and Calvin, we living together. I'm living with Calvin. By this time I ran up, but I'm living with Calvin and his mama. His mama accepted me. She said, as long as your mother know you alive, your mother know, you know what I mean? You can stay here. But you can't stay here if your mama don't have a clue that you safe.
Yeah.
So once we made that known, my mother still was like, that's what you want to do? You want to be in them streets? I'm like, you're not going to allow me to do what I'm doing now here. And I don't want to disrespect you. So yeah, me and Calvin lived together. So everything we did was together.
And that was like, I mean, did you see rap as a career for you yet? Or was it just something you was fucking with?
I wanted it to be a career. No, I saw it as a career for sure.
Yeah.
I knew me and Calvin was ahead of our time. I knew that if we got the proper backing, the proper, got out there, that we could take over shit. I knew it, but like I said, we got stagnated by that street game and the penitentiaries and fucking around that game. You can't mix, just like you can't do it now, you cannot mix the two.
Yeah.
You're either gonna take your career seriously and rap, or you're gonna be in the street grinding, man, getting your money, man. You can't mix the two. It's gonna come back to haunt you, man.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to come back to that too. At the time too, like, so at what point do you hear of Too Short and Freddy B?
Back then.
Back then.
No, we used to be on the back of the bus. 72P, 72C, Oakland, from San Pablo all the way to Oakland.
Right.
You know what I mean? On the back of the bus. Like I say, Freddy B got the boom box, Short doing the rapping. Sometimes Freddy B will do the rapping. Calvin got the boom box. We both rapping.
Y'all was doing it together.
Man, on the back of the bus. They doing their thing, we doing our thing. And we trying to show each other out. You know what I mean? Yeah, but we was ahead of our time, bro. That's all I'm saying. We was way ahead of our time. Like, it wasn't no element. It was real game. Like, you know what I mean? It was more than just...
Well, I'll just say this because I've heard Too Short say it, right?
Yeah.
In terms of pimping, he's speaking on it a lot as what he sees.
Like Ice-T,
in the town.
Short, like,
sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but I'm saying, like...
But you're spitting...
What we living.
What you doing every day.
Yeah. So it had to come off more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you could tell when somebody's spitting about what the homie doing and what you need, and it's cool. It glorifies the game. But
well, your style is a little more turned up than Short's. Like in terms of energy, he's laid back, simple flow.
But I'm saying that was the same.
I love Short too.
No, I love Short. Short is the godfather of the game, man. As far as, you know what I mean, Bay Area rap. I'm not taking that.
I'm just talking about y'all being turned up the way you were back then. Because you can hear it on those tapes.
If you can hear it now, it was heard back then. Like, you know what I mean? That's why it took off the way it did. But the difference was Short, with his game and with his talent, he had his people and his whole city and somebody in the city backing him.
Yeah.
You not finna be on these streets, Short. You ain't finna be out here fucking up. You gonna go in the studio. He had people behind him. Mm-hmm. Whereas in Richmond, me and Calvin didn't have that. You know what I mean? Out of all the ballers and all the dope boys and all the woo, we ain't had nobody like you two niggas is raw and we finna go get this. Y'all niggas ain't, come on, man. We finna go in the studio. We finna go record it. We didn't have that. Short had that.
What was your game plan in terms of... Or did you have one?
Didn't have one.
It was just make the raps, slang the tapes.
Get the notoriety, you know what I mean? Get your name out there, keep it moving until nigga got caught up in the penitentiary. And after that, it was like, I lost the passion. You know, after 10 years, and I did 10 years.
Right.
So after a decade in the penitentiary, man, fuck rap.
Understandable. But back then, I mean, you're, let me get this timeline right. It's also interesting because you mentioned Ice-T, right? And then there was also like cats like Schoolie D, Cool G Rap.
Cool G Rap.
Like the street shit is starting to get into the hip hop a little more. But y'all were already...
We was already from jump. from jump. Raw game from jump. Like raw street shit from jump. And it was in our rap.
Yeah.
I remember Mack, my guy, telling me that he was a youngster like 14, 15, and he used to be playing me and Calvin T raps. And basically one of my tapes, it was one of my tapes, one of my songs. And his mother was like, we went through this shit with Too Short already. You know what I mean? All this boy, bitch. And you know, he got in trouble for playing that. Ma was like, she heard your rap and was like, boy, who the hell is that? Like, what is you playing in my house? Who is this? Turn that shit off. Ma said he used to have to go outside to the car, man, and just sneak and play my shit, man. You know what I mean?
It's interesting too, like Mack Dre shouted you out before E-40, as you said. What sounds like you got a particular response from Vallejo.
I mean, that's how, you know, Richmond Vallejo.
It's right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
You know, and back then, it's truth, motherfuckers know. Back then, it was street politics back then. Mm-hmm. And Oakland and Richmond wasn't on the same yacht. Mm-hmm. Richmond and Frisco wasn't on the same yacht. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But Vallejo, it was like Richmond and Vallejo right there. And we like, you know, cousins. And so it was like, yeah, if anything from Richmond was going to automatically flood to Vallejo. You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Who was the first, outside of Too Short and Freddy B, who was the other, like, the next Bay Area rapper that you heard of?
Out of my town?
Out of the Bay.
Out of my town.
Out of your town.
Out of my town. Yeah. The next rappers I heard, these are rappers, shout out to my dude, Rodney Alamo Brown. He's an activist now. But back then, it was Clint Flint and Disco Alamo. And they had a song called Task Force. You can't stop us, baby. The Battle Ram. Yeah, No Limit Records. I mean, they had a deal with I forgot the record label, but I heard Clint Flint, I'm going to court for a juvenile hall case with my mother. And I seen a dude on the court's staircase with like 6 white people surrounding him. I'm talking about district attorneys and lawyers, and he's around him, and he got a folder, and he rapping from the folder. You know what I mean? And they infatuated, like, you know what I mean? Like if he had a can out there, put some money in that bitch, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm telling my mama, mama, that's what I do. This is what I do. She's like, come on here, boy, that's what got you in trouble. Come on. You know what I mean? But I'm like, mama, this is what I do. And if he got the balls to sit up in front of these white people and do it, nigga, I'm finna go, you know what I mean? I'm finna go ham.
And that was Clint Flint.
And Disco Alamo.
And Disco Alamo.
Me and Calvin had already been rapping, but when I saw Clint Flint rap live, like not no shame, like fuck it, this is what I'm saying, and whoop, 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 and got an audience, I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Calvin, we could do that, boy. We gonna get an audience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that sparked me right there.
Yeah, you had to pretty much invent the shit as it was happening, right?
That's how it was, really. Like, really. That's why I'm trying to let people know, like, if you ask me honestly, I have no reason to lie at this point in my life. I'm 54 years old, man, so I have no reason to lie. If you ask me who was rapping before me, like, and I honestly can tell you, other than Too Short and Freddy B, I never heard of another rapper.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah. What about on the West Coast?
There was no NWA.
Yeah.
There was no Ice-T, no Ice Cube.
Boys in the Hood.
This before all that.
Yeah.
This is at the beginning of rap.
Yeah.
This is when did Sugar Hill Gang come out? What, 81, 82?
Yeah, I thought it was like 79. 80.
I'm talking about not the actual, I'm talking about the first release, but I'm talking about when we got a hold to it, when it started pumping it for us.
Yeah. Right. Hitting the West Coast.
Hitting the West Coast, and we know what rap is, like, oh, you know what I mean? There was no other rapper from the Bay that I can, if it was, I swear to God, homage. I can't think of one.
That's the trip, man. The earliest recording, I know you had like the dub tapes going around, but the earliest recording that I could find from y'all was a test pressing of a double single on vinyl.
Yep.
In 1988, Moneymaker by Calvin T and What I Want Out of Life by Magic Mike on Strawberry Lane Records.
Yep.
Who was behind Strawberry Lane Records?
Sam Bostic.
Sam Bostic?
Sam Bostic, my guy.
Is Sam Bostic from Richmond?
Sam Bostic is from Richmond.
Okay. So how did you first meet Sam Bostic?
I know the whole Bostic family.
And for those who don't know the name Sam Bostic,
whoa. Google it.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Sam Bostic. The Bostic family, but Sam Bostic, he's
behind some of the greatest hits of the Bay Area.
For real.
In terms of production and bass, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Tony, all the shit.
Yeah. So how did you first meet Sam Bostic?
I forgot Stephen Parker. He helped produce the tape as well. My boy Big Steve Parker. I think he introduced me to Sam Bostic. Marvin Salsa. He's a reverend now, but Marvin Salsa back then, him and Sam Bostic was messing around, and they wanted to collab on production to put something out. They felt like Magic Mike and Calvin T need to be, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Sam Bostic, the whole project, he put hands on. So yeah, I worked with to me, he was a musical genius back then.
Yeah.
Back then.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So to be able to work with him on my first project ever, like that was big for me. Bro.
And you're the first rapper that he ever worked with?
Ever, yeah.
That's crazy.
We did it out here in Frisco, and it was the first. Remember, I just told you before we started.
Yeah, say the name of the studio again.
It was what is it? Omega Studios.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Omega Studios out here in Frisco. Back in 1987, 88, we recorded. Yeah,
and you said that was the first. You're the first rapper that the people in the studio
ever heard. They like, what is this? I'm like,
this is what I do. Yeah,
and they're like, rap. Like, we've heard of rap. We've heard of rap. We just never heard any rap.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
Come take a seat, man. Come on in, take a seat, man. Right. You finna hear raw and cut around this motherfucker, man.
So what happened to Strawberry? Was it supposed to be more than just that single, or
it was supposed to be, yeah. But
how many copies of that got pressed?
Oh well, no. That what I want out of life, I like a few 100,000.
A few 100,000?
Yeah. It did
that vinyl?
It did 100,000 in Cincinnati, Ohio alone.
That double single, What I Want Out of Life.
No.
Because I thought I saw just a test pressing. I saw a handwritten. It was like a handwritten vinyl. I'm like,
that was a test for the releases that came right after.
Okay.
Calvin never released anything because Calvin got caught up.
You came out with your tape.
And I came out with my tape, What I Want Out of Life.
So how many of those test pressings got out there?
None of what you saw, that double album, That was just that was rare.
Someone just found that.
Yeah, that was rare. Like,
well, shout out to whoever found that and put that on YouTube, man.
Yeah. That's one of a kind
that's
right
there.
Yeah.
The price probably just went up right now, man.
Well, you go to Amazon. What is it? eBay. eBay.
Yeah.
And my CD, man, $1,800, $1,500. And now I'm trying to sell my own goddamn CD on eBay, and motherfucker won't give me 50. right. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And I'm looking at previous sales.
Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck sold my CD for $1,800?
Yeah, for real, damn.
For a fucking CD.
Yeah.
You can go get the real shit for less than that.
Yeah.
I was singing acapella for $900 right now. Shit.
I think, like for real though, after this interview goes up, the price is going up too.
The price will only go up. Yeah, now they know about that.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
wait, what? Who? Magic Mike? Hold on. eBay? Let's go. All right, so what happened to Calvin at that time?
Locked up.
For
everything.
Everything.
It was bad.
Name it.
Yeah, you name it, locked up.
Yeah.
I mean,
like, going through it.
Just locked up.
Yeah.
Institutionalized. Come home. Me
Prison?
too. Prison. No counties. Prison. We talking prison time. You know, I was the same way, but Calvin was doing jokes, coming home, going right back, but I was too.
You were in and out.
Mine was just longer.
Oh, okay.
They did no playing with me. They didn't like me. They let it be known from jump. We don't like your little ass. We still don't like you. We never liked you, Michael. We don't like you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So anytime they get a chance to throw the book at me, that's what the fuck they did, man.
Right. Well, so I guess this is while Calvin's locked up. And in 89, you dropped What I Want Out of Life as a cassette. Was it vinyl and cassette or just cassette?
It was a test vinyl.
Right.
It was released on cassette.
Cassette only.
Yeah.
And this was on C&C Records.
Yeah.
And was that also with Sam Bostic?
No, wait. That's what's Sam Bostic. The What I Want Out of Life cassette. That was with Sam Bostic. Yeah, that's the only one. That was the first release.
Oh, what about the Strawberry Lane Records?
Strawberry Lane. What was on that?
That was the test pressing. It said Strawberry Lane Records.
I don't. That was, I guess, before he actually got his label going.
That's what he was calling it at the time.
Yeah, Chuck. He was calling it Strawberry Lane.
So that's still with the same group.
Yeah. All this production is the same.
Yeah. On that single, you have the tracks 9 Hoes Deep.
Oh man.
Pimp, and Get With My Pimping, bitch.
And if you listen to that shit, bro.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy, bro.
But that's how I was the fuck living,
Yeah, I can dig it. Yeah, you can tell.
I go back and listen to that shit right now. I be trying to, my son I don't want my son to hear this shit. But I was like, you was crazy, dude. Like, I was living some wild shit, bro.
Your son said that when he lived here?
No, with me and my son to be listening to some of my old shit, but when that shit come on, I'd be like, I don't even want my son to hear this shit.
Let me switch
like, Pops, you was doing that, Pops?
Yeah.
You was tying bitches butt naked to hoods of car in the rain and doing donuts and beating bitches and making them drink Similac and
put them in the closet
butts and the fuck? What kind of devil was you, nigga? And it was the devil.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. We put it off and proclaim it to be game, but that ain't game, man. Anytime you got to abuse anything, man, that ain't game. Man.
You were just wilding out.
I was wilding, man.
Yeah.
I was rebelling.
Were you smoking and
everything?
Snorting a little something?
Listen, everything that a grown man was doing in the 80s, my young ass was doing. Fifths of Hennessy, motel rooms, hot tubs, cocaine, weed, everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? Menage a trois, 2-3 bitches. Like at 14, 15, like I'm the fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you ask me what I want to rap about, I want to rap about this shit.
Yeah, but that's what makes it raw though.
Yeah.
Because that is real life. And even though you can make it sound fun and entertaining on a record, it's still coming from a real place.
But see now you fast forward 40 years later and I'm in a dilemma because I got fan base. A part of my fan base wants me to be OG Magic Mike and spit that pimp shit.
Yeah.
But this Magic Mike in 2023 been married for 19 years.
That's what's up, though.
And got 5, 6 daughters and granddaughters. You feel me? So I'm not living that.
That wouldn't be a good look, Mike.
Wouldn't be a good look at all.
That wouldn't be a good look, man.
Oh, but I'm not, it wouldn't be authentic either.
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm not living that.
Sure, but now you can spit the lessons that you've learned. What do you think the most important lesson you learned from the pimp game would be?
If I knew, like the shit we just went over, if I knew then what I know now, I would have never been in that phase of the game. I would have never abused a woman, put my hands on a woman, manipulated a woman, never. Because now I realize that a woman that's our bone. That's my life. That's my breath.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give a fuck how I get it. Yeah, I stay dripped and she gonna make sure I stay dripped. I stay fed because she gonna make sure I stay fed. I stay paid because she gonna make sure I stay paid. Like, it might sound like some Mac shit, some pimp shit, but it's man and woman shit.
Right.
And if you got the proper woman, she gonna submit and do this for her man.
Yeah.
It ain't gotta be a pimp and hoe relationship. You know what I mean? Yeah, I got that from the game, but I wish I would have never abused a woman in my life, because now I look back and a woman is all I got. You dig? I wish a motherfucker would put their hands on my daughter.
Sure.
And they done it.
Right.
Couple niggas tested me, but I guarantee they won't test another nigga.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I will end my life. I will go to the penitentiary for the rest of my life behind my queens. But I was doing that shit to somebody's queens.
Yeah. Well, that's salute to you for having the knowledge of self to make that kind of change.
You gotta grow. You gotta grow. But it would be a facade. I'd be a fake if I still rap. Like right now, I got new releases and it's some Mac shit and some pimp shit.
Yeah.
But I'm not proclaiming to do this now.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You're just spitting with
I'm spitting the bar, spitting about how this shit go and how this shit should go and how, you know what I mean?
I feel like pimping is a huge theme in Bay Area rap.
Come on, we got Oakland, we got the Mac, we got Frisco. Every city in the Bay, well, the three main cities in the Bay to me, Oakland, Frisco, Richmond. I mean, there's other cities that might be considered main, but this to me, I'm from Richmond, so it's Richmond, Oakland, and Frisco to me.
Right.
And it's pimping in all three of them cities, man. Like, you grew up around some pimping, man, some Mac shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you could glorify whatever you chose to. Some chose to glorify the dope boys. Some chose to glorify the politicians and the activists. Some chose to glorify the pimps. It's what you grew up on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my first experience seeing pimping is pretty close to what you described, where it's just like a kid who's getting money out of a girl.
Yeah.
Whether it's some new Jordans.
Whatever.
And it's like, how'd you do that, blood?
I got it up out of high, man.
She took it to Foot Locker, blood? Wait, hold on, bro. How you do that, bro? But it's like, it's crazy because it's some shit, it's like the game, and having that mouthpiece too, and having the gift to spit, that's all shit that like we grew up with in the Bay.
The Bay, we different, man.
Yeah. What do you think that comes from? Is it the Mac? It must be before the Mac, because the Mac was inspired by real events. I mean, what do you think the roots of that culture is?
But you know, just like the hip hop, that game come from the East Coast too.
I see.
Just like the hip hop, that pimp shit really originated on that East Coast, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it trickled down to where they got the Detroit.
Yeah, cross country.
But in certain areas, it picked it up more so than others.
Right,
the Bay. Right. Detroit, Houston,
right?
They picked up that pimping, but it originated most of that game from that pimp shit originated on that East Coast. We talking early 60s and 70s, man. If you do your homework on some pimp shit, man,
yeah.
You know what I mean. But yeah, the Bay, we just caught on and never let go, man. You know what I mean. Now they misusing it. These niggas ain't no pimps. They got girlfriends that sell pussy, man. That's all.
Right. And when I hear you rap too, I hear I hear a lot of your style in Drew Down.
Yeah, that's been said. Hella times. Like,
have you ever built with him?
No, we never. I met him on some, like, not met him, but I've seen him before. We bumped heads before out here in Frisco on some Hostro shit.
Oh, yeah?
You know what I mean? Yeah, one of my young niggas was pimping and got into it with one of his young niggas, and we had to diffuse the situation or whatever.
Yeah.
Because this ain't pimping. If y'all gonna pimp, keep it pimping, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I heard that for years. Like every year I did in the penitentiary, every time somebody from Oakland came in, they was like, man, not only do Drew Down, y'all look alike, because I had the long hair, long perm. Like, y'all look alike. Bruh, Drew Down sound like you, boy, you showed? Nah, I ain't never met that nigga, man. You know what I mean? It's that game.
You think you were a little influence on the low?
I'm saying maybe not. Maybe he was influenced by somebody that was influenced by me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That influence trickles down, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm a lot of people's favorite rapper, man. You know what I'm saying? They just don't know it, though.
Right. So after What I Want Out of Life, is that when you end up getting locked up too?
Yeah. Stretch.
And where did you do your time?
Like 9 different penitentiaries, man. One outside of the state of California. Like you
had a federal case.
No. I was state.
It was state, huh?
I was state. I just did time in different penitentiaries. They bounced me all over this motherfucker,
I see.
man. You know what I'm saying? Everything, Vacaville, San Quentin, Folsom, down south, Chino, everywhere, man.
Were you feeling, because to be honest, that's some other base shit too. A lot of careers have been sidetracked by prison. Did you feel that at the time? Like, fuck, I just...
Yeah, because every time I went, I was in the process of some type of project. Whether it be a solo joint or features and somebody trying to get me heard, like, come on, get on this compilation. And every time I started getting in the studio trying to lead the streets, like I was, you know what I mean? I really was trying to, you know what I mean, back up off my block and back up off this street shit and back and get in the studio, but you know, it's like any other drug, it's addictive, man. The streets is addictive,
and it's right there too.
It's right there, man. And it's some money right now.
Yeah,
like this rap shit ain't promised, man. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no streams, and I can just upload my music and without a deal and get paid in 2 months and look at my money on my phone. It wasn't. I'm doing that now, but it wasn't like that back then.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Right. We had to have some money to make some money with this rap shit. You know what I mean?
Were you thinking about like major labels and trying?
Yeah. I mean, I had Death Row holler at me back then. I had one of my baby mother's folks, Frank the Bank from Oakland, was a friend of Suge Knight's, and this when Death Row was fresh, and he wanted me to. I'm like, nigga, I ain't signing with no damn. Back then, I'm like, bro, Death Row, nigga, Death Row, bro, I'm a player, my nigga. I ain't signing with no Death Row. This nigga Suge out here beating on niggas. I ain't signing with no. He like, nah, that shit fairy tales, nigga. That shit ain't no fairy tales, nigga. Suge out here beating up on niggas, nigga. I ain't signing no damn Death Row, nigga.
He was standing on business.
Jive Records has some talk with Jive, but like nobody wanted to touch me back then because I kept going back and forth.
That made you a liability, kind of like.
I was a liability.
Sign this dude.
And then he going right back to the penitentiary. He on parole. He going right back to the pen. If he could stay out, we'll sign him, but it never materialized.
And Calvin T actually got signed to Sick With It.
Yeah.
And dropped a single on Sick With It.
40 tried to sign me too, but I declined. But yeah, 40
You declined?
It was a money thing. You know, Calvin took the money.
What year did you first meet E-40?
Yeah, me and 40 is same. I met everybody the same night. Mack Mall. I met Mack Mall when he was 16 years old out here in Frisco. Forgot the name of the club, but it was a Scarface record release party, and 40 was his birthday. 40 was there. It had to be 95, 96.
Oh, so this 95. Was after you had gotten out.
Yeah, I actually met 40 in 95. It was his birthday. We met at a club out here in Frisco.
Oh, that's crazy. I would have thought y'all would have. So while you were locked up, he was.
Well, he knew who I was.
Yeah, but you were locked down while all that shit was starting.
Everybody was popping and getting contracts. I was locked up.
Too Short on Jive.
Too Short. Everybody getting their contracts and everything.
And were you hearing
up.
about that? Like, fuck.
Yeah, especially Dre. Oh,
he was popular.
I'm saying when Dre popped, when Dre first came with
Too Hard for the Radio.
Oh my God, Young Black Brother, Too Hard for the Radio.
Yeah.
I'm like, bruh, it's my turn. Dre finna eat now. Oh, nigga, if they accept Mac Dre,
yeah,
a motherfucker named Mac,
right?
Dre,
right.
You got the Spice ones too, but they accept a nigga named Mac Dre to spit in all this game. Nigga ain't got no choice but to accept Mack Magic. And that juiced me up, but then I feel like I fell, and it was over with it. Like, you know what I mean? Back and forth, and I lost the passion. I lost the passion.
And you said after that you were like, fuck rap.
I said, fuck rap. Like,
so how did you get through your bid during that time?
I was a man. I'm just gonna keep it real. Like, anything I say, if I say it publicly, it can be verified publicly. Any penitentiary I touched, I was him.
Yeah,
because I kept a female. If you got a female, niggas be woofing like you got some gas. Yeah. You good, you got this, you got that. But when you fall behind the walls, where all that shit at? We don't look at no pictures, nigga.
Yeah.
We don't want to see no mail from 4 years ago. Where's that? Where baby at? The thick one right there, where she at?
Right.
I want to hear that shit. But me, wherever penitentiary I touch, down south, up north, wherever I go, It's a female tearing them walls down, coming every week. Every week I'm locked up. She coming in there and bringing me mine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm the dude. Wherever I go,
just having it. Yeah.
I'm him.
Yeah.
You got weed? Come on, man. I got whole turkeys, whole roast beef, whole blocks of cheese, whole onions. I'm cooking 3 o'clock in the morning, blowing a stick of weed. The police come flashing the light. Damn, boy, Magic, that shit smell good.
Yeah.
Go on about your business, CO. Can I get a bowl? Maybe if you're going about your business, pimp. You know what I mean? Yeah, I did my time in the pen. I stayed writing. I don't write.
Right.
I don't write raps.
You freestyle or
I
memorize?
I memorize. Yeah. I memorize. Give me a beat, and I'm just going to take it to the back and just keep listening to it. And in about 15 minutes, I'm going to say, I'm ready, my nigga.
Right.
You know what I mean? But in the pen, I figured,
Start writing
it down, you know what I mean? But that's not me, but that's how my time was.
You ever thought about writing a book?
I got one in the makes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got one in the makes.
Book, movie, TV show?
Kind of.
I can see all that.
I can see a TV show for real.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fab, Mr. Fab.
Oh, yeah.
And Fab and Unk Show.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I've been watching that shit, and it's like, I can do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything. I'm at the point now, man, like, I'm just going to keep it honest with my people, you, audience. I'm OG, and I got health problems, you dig? And they say one thing, but God gonna say another.
That's right.
But the reason I'm going so hard right now, because I don't know when that day gonna be.
Yeah.
So at my age, how many niggas you know at 50 years old can reinvent themselves completely?
Yeah.
And still remain relevant from some shit 40 years ago.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's not easy, but it ain't hard either.
And I like to say something, it's never too late.
That part.
I always say that. Because if I put limitations on you, because you're 50, by the time I'm 50, that means I'm putting limitations on myself.
Exactly.
And I don't want to stop.
As long as I got breath, I'm not going to. That's my mentality right now. I got that Mamba mentality right now. Like, I don't know what stopped me.
Yeah.
If I lay down, I feel like it's over with for me. So I don't know how to lay down. I don't know how to stop, man. So you're going to hear a lot of Magic Mike. Like, this old motherfucker still popping? Yeah, I'm still popping, man.
Yeah, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. And we're not even halfway through the story right now.
Yeah, that part.
And I heard a interesting story about someone you met while you were locked up named Pony Boy.
Man, rest in peace, Pony Boy.
What was your relationship like with him, and which penitentiary did y'all meet in?
We didn't meet in the pen.
Oh, you did not meet in the pen. You knew him from before? I
knew him from before, man. Okay. That's a sad story. That was my dude. Mm-hmm. We met through a mutual pimp partner, Tony McMurray, one of my friends. I grew up in Richmond. Tony McMurray was a P, and Pony Boy was an up-and-coming P. You know what I mean? He was making his name. You know what I mean? Everybody know who he was, but he was making his name. And I shout this man out with the utmost respect, and I'm glad you brought that man up.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Because he is the only person to believe in Magic Mike and say, I'm finna spend all my money putting you out there. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, he died in a motorcycle accident coming back from Las Vegas. Fell off a cliff and was John Doe for like 3 weeks.
Damn.
While I was in the penitentiary. While he had so much shit lined up for me when I got out the pen. You know what I mean? Like, I got to feature with Mac Mall while I was in the pen. Mac Mall paid for a feature while I was in the pen. He put my CD out while I was in the pen.
Wait, but y'all were locked down together.
We were never locked up.
You were never locked down. Okay.
He wasn't locked up.
He was just holding you down.
He was holding me down while I was locked up.
And he told you...
He paid my wife's rent. He sent me packages and bought me TVs.
And he's from Richmond.
Yeah, he's from Parchester Village in Richmond, okay. Yeah. But he believed that Magic Mike should be out there. And he like, I'm not going to rest until I put you out there.
And he was telling you that while you were locked down?
No, before I got locked up. This is before I got locked up. I met him on the streets.
Okay.
But this is the transition where I'm back and forth when nobody wanted to, you know what I mean, invest in me because I was a liability, like you said.
Right.
He said, fuck that liability. The thing is, we got to keep you off these streets and keep you around some pimping. And that's what he did. He said, you know what I mean? We're going to keep you around some game. As long as you're around some game, with the chances of you going to jail, bro. Mm-hmm. And then shit worked for a minute. I got caught up on some fluke shit. Like, literally, I was off the streets, in the studio, every day, putting in work.
So he was putting you in the studio with K. Lou, correct?
Every studio. K. Lou, D-Shot Studio. It was a gang of studios. This studio D-Shot started recording at that. We was recording that back then. I don't know what studio it was, but yeah, K. Lou Studios. Mike Mosley, Yeah, we was in a bunch. He was putting his money up, man. Whatever studio we had to go to, he was putting his money up to make it happen, man. Artwork, everything. Like,
so this was the album...
Old Game with a New Twist,
Old
man.
Game with a New Twist, 1996.
1996, 96 grams a game.
So what year did you got out and then you started working with Pony Boy in the studio?
Yeah, I got out.
And was Calvin still locked up?
Calvin was still locked up on a 5-year Joe, yeah. Because it would have been a whole bunch of Magic Mike and Calvin T projects if we could have been out at the same time. It was never like that. We was never locked up. I would see Calvin going into the pen. He on a bus going somewhere. I'm coming in. Calvin, oh my nigga.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Damn, don't see him no more for 4 or 5 years.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it was back then, man.
So you're recording with, through Pony Boy, he's putting up studio time and everything. But you also got locked up in the process of making that album.
It was supposed to be an album, but we was only like 4 or 5 songs
EP,
in.
right?
So he asked like, you want to wait till I had a year to do, like a flat year, whole year. He like, do you want to wait till you come home and finish this joint, or you want me to, you know what I mean, start getting the buzz out there now and drop this shit as an EP? And you know how I'm thinking, man, put that shit out now, man, get a buzz going. And like I say, 100,000 units, bruh. It's just it wasn't what I want in life. It was Old Game with a New Twist.
That one sold 100,000
units in Cincinnati, Ohio, alone, bro.
How was Pony Boy making it shake like that?
He was already on the road. Dude was a P. He was
cross country.
He wasn't scared to move his game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he was meeting
taking the
meeting
CDs
another
with him
P in Detroit, and man, that's some game, man. We need to hear that out here. And hooked up with this back in record stores. You feel me?
Yeah.
You plug with a record store on consignment and whoop, 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 and one thing led to another. And back then, Detroit was flooded with that Old Game with a New Twist, man.
Bro, every little part of your story sounds like you were like this
close.
Fucking close, dog.
Yeah.
Damn, so...
But I feel like I'm close now.
Yeah, it's never too late. And it's all for a reason, right? It all adds up somewhere down the line.
But you got to understand, back then, we wasn't making that much money.
Yeah.
You know, you get a deal with a major record label, you know how that story go. You ain't really making that much money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But now the way the game is set up now, you can make what you want to make.
Right.
And I don't thrive to be a multi-millionaire, billionaire off this shit. I just want... This is a gift God gave me. I am who I am, so I'd be damned if I don't get paid to do it and use as an avenue to do other things in this game.
You got to make the most out of the talent you've been given.
Got to.
With what you got.
It was a waste, bro.
Yeah.
It might have took me a gang of years to realize that, but I got it now.
No, we here right now.
Oh, man.
Live in the flesh.
Oh, man.
So, and that album was recently reissued in Europe on vinyl.
Yeah.
Which we were talking about offline. It's crazy. You have an international fan base.
Bigger than out here, bro.
Bigger than out here.
That's that's what's crazy, my guy.
Yeah.
That a Bay Area pioneer got a bigger following out of the country than I do in my own home, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but there's so many different lanes you could take with this rap shit.
Yeah.
And it's dope to see that you got your lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to throw out a couple names that, because like you said, in and out, doing shit here and there, song here, song there, feature here, feature there.
Yeah.
I want to just shout out a couple names and see what you got to say about them, if that's
all
cool.
Good. It's all gravy.
First of all, Master P. Did you ever have any encounters with Master P?
Few.
What was your impression?
P a businessman.
Mm-hmm.
P a businessman. P a cold businessman. I don't know if his business habits changed now. I can't speak on now.
Yeah.
Nothing against that dude, but in my city back then, his business habits wasn't all that. You know what I mean? He had a few fallouts with some people I know behind some money things.
Yeah.
Got kind of gangster. You know, I can't speak on it, but P business habits. P a cold businessman. That's all I'm gonna say on that, man.
Okay.
P a cold businessman, man.
Interesting. What about Harm?
That's my guy.
Yeah.
Harm from the Rich. Hey! That's my dude now, man. Yeah. Rodney, man. Harm, man.
Harm
Day
is
one.
A Cuddy Bay Area
That's
legend.
my guy, bro. I'm talking about like he was there.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Harm was there to witness the beginning of Magic Mike and Calvin T. Like as a little kid, he watched the actual me come home, tapes starting to circulate. He right there. Harm, Harm, that's my dude, bro. Me and Harm got some projects together.
And for those who don't know, Harm is a vocalist, rapper, producer. Worked with Mack Magic, E-40.
Oh, man. He worked with everybody from the Bay, man. Yeah. 40, Spice One, Bila. He was really Bila. Him and Bila got a few joints together, hell of them, you know what I mean?
And you got a joint with Spice One as well?
Yeah, I got a joint with Spice One, and Triple J up out of Miami, yeah.
What about Lil Rick?
That's my guy.
What do you think his contributions to the
big?
Yeah,
wouldn't be a Bay Area rap scene without Lil Rick at all. Period. I don't give a damn what city he was from. Lil Rick, you can't mention Bay Area rap, the origins of Bay Area rap without. Yeah, I'm pressing for Magic Mike and Calvin T, but I gotta shout out Lil Rick, man. He was right after me and Calvin, and he pushed a hard line, bruh. You feel me?
And he was the first artist signed to No Limit,
first No Limit artist. People don't know that.
Yeah.
First No Limit artist, yeah. And while we on it, the rebirth, you might want to call it, why I'm re-energized, why I'm back in this music game, has a lot to do with Lil Rick. You know, like I said, I lost the passion for it. Lil Rick gave me that passion back.
Shout out to Lil Rick.
Shout out to Lil Rick. Like 4 years ago, Lil Rick got at me and like, he said, bro, I heard the song. I heard a snippet of the song on Instagram, and I'm like, this shit go crazy. I like this song, right? And I liked it, and I put a gang of, fire emojis. Well, I like that shit, bro. And then a few days later, Rick said, man, Magic, man, I had a dream. Who the fuck can I get on this song? He said, but when I woke up, I'm like, Magic motherfucking Mike. And he hit me. Like, come do this song with Magic, I need you. I'm like, bro, I ain't really, you know what I mean? Like, come on, Magic, I need you, bro. And I went and got in the studio where we knocked that shit out and did a video for it. And I'm like, I'm feeling this shit again, man. Yeah. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting calls now. Motherfuckers hitting the DM like, bro, how much for a feature? Like, hey, okay.
Yeah. Back in action.
I'm back in action, man. Yeah. This is where I belong, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I say now, it's a newfound respect when people do find out who I am, and those that already know. Now the homage is way more. You know what I mean? It's deeper.
Yeah,
now,
that's why we're doing this. That's why we're going through this.
I guess people see the longevity.
Yeah,
you feel me? And you
got. And they go back and they dig and they hear the old shit and they're like, "What the fuck?
Oh, this is who this dude is.
The fuck?
What the
fuck?" Speaking of some of the old shit, man, did I hear correctly that Tone Capone was doing some of that production?
Yeah,
for you back in the day?
My guy, man.
Was that on
Tone Capone, the one that produced me in Spice One?
Okay, and he also produced "Get With My Pimpin' Bitch." Is that correct?
Studio Tone.
Studio Tone.
Studio Tone.
Oh,
Tone
shit.
Capone is, I didn't meet Tone Capone till 96.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did some projects with Tone Capone on the Tone Capone FT 2000 album.
Okay. Compilation.
Yeah.
And you mentioned meeting Mac Mall earlier.
Yeah, when he was 16, met Maul out here in Frisco, man. I was with my folks, Young Pone. Shout out my boy, Young Pone. Free Young Pone. It won't be long now, man. Young Pone and Ray Love.
Okay.
And we on our way to the E-40 party.
Yeah.
And we drive and we hit a corner somewhere out here and they go Mac Mall right there in the gas station. I look at the gas station, it's a little young nigga in a Cadillac hanging out the world, playing his music loud, just wow. I'm like, that's Mac Mall? They're like, Mall, this Magic Mike. He went ballistic. Magic Mike, Magic motherfucking Mike, the Mackin of all time, nigga. You the good, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro, I grew up on you, man. You understand me? You laced my boots, man. I like this young nigga, man.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
and he got us in the party.
Uh-huh.
There was a line around the corner, and he just said, watch this. Mac Mall, Magic Mike, AWOL Records. Watch out, Mac Mall, Magic Mike, AWOL Records. And motherfuckers moved out the way and, bruh, nigga got us in the door. He got us in there, bro. We got in the club. It was crazy, bro. That was a crazy night. Yeah, Mall, but to this day, I fuck with Mall.
That's dope.
To this day, we got shit going on right now. To this day, like, I fuck with Mall.
And you were talking a little bit offline about how you met Mac Dre once.
That's crazy. Yeah, I spoke on this before, but looking at him right now, it's crazy. Like, you would think, come on, man, Mac Dre. Like, it was only inevitable that me and E-40 did a song.
Yeah.
But like Mac Dre and Magic Mike or Mac Dre and Calvin T, like how did that never materialize?
Right.
And the first time I met Dre, he had already spoke up on me, paid homage, spoke on me in interviews and all this shit. But the first time I met him was, what's the name of the studio we said?
Soundwave.
Soundwave in West Oakland. And I'm working on a project, and he working on the project. He fresh home with the Thiz movement. And Miami the Most and Kilo Kirk come in the studio. They're like, Magic, hey, wait, Dre in there? I'm like, Mac Dre? Nigga, say no more. And I go in the lab, he busy. He on the boards, he busy doing his thing. And I'm like, I don't want to interrupt my nigga, but shit. I'm like, Dre, Magic Mike, man, what's happening? Nigga, headphones come off. Magic Mike? Like the Magic Mike? I'm like, yeah, man, about the Richmond Magic Mike, man. Number, like, mutual, goddamn, game respect. Like, my nigga. I'm like, nigga, you, my nigga. Like, I'm just as impressed. And we said we was going to do a song, and this is my regret. Instead of us, fuck what you doing right now. Fuck what I'm doing right now.
Right.
Pop your shroom. I'm going to pop my pill. We going to take this bottle down. We going to smoke this blunt, nigga. We can finna go. We didn't do that.
Right.
And shortly thereafter, was his demise. I never got to work with that man. I regret not working with him that night. Like, I regret that. That's one of my true regrets in this shit, man.
At least you got to meet him and have that exchange.
We had that moment only we knew about.
Yeah.
That only we know about that moment.
That's who it's for.
But I wish we would have just stopped doing what we was doing. Stop everything. Drop everything, man.
Yeah.
And go put that game together. That'll be a classic right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
One final name I'm gonna mention, and I've heard you bring him up before, and he's definitely doing this thing right now, and he represents the rich as well, and that's Hit a Slim, formerly known as La Rue.
You naming my people. These are my peoples. You naming La Rue.
Well, I want to tie you into the whole
La Rue.
Lineage.
That's my folks. He's how we just mentioned about Lil Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Got me back into this shit. You know what I mean? Got me back motivated. Like shortly thereafter, like I say, 3 weeks. Here come Hit a Slim.
Right.
I need you on the track, man. Send it, email it. You know what I mean? I'd never tell that dude no.
Yeah.
Like, never tell that dude no about anything. And he been solid from day one. La Rue, Hit a Slim, like, anything with music, anything he's involved in, any event, whatever he's involved in, he gonna tap in with me and let me know you invited. You don't have to pay nothing. Whoever you with don't have to pay nothing. Just come. I want you there. I want you around this. And when he started doing that, and I started going to little parties and, you know what I mean, rubbing elbows and networking, that's when I really got serious this time around about this music, man. And shout out to Hit a Slim because he was responsible for that, man.
Yeah, sometimes you need that person to put that battery in your back.
You need it.
Yeah.
You need it.
Is there anybody else that we haven't mentioned so far that you feel was really important in building the Richmond rap scene?
We got, I say Lil Rick for sure. Mob Sin, for sure. Jay Jonah from the Top Flow, for sure. Filthy, for sure. But now, right now, Hit a Slim. Shout out to Hit a Slim. He ain't letting up. Signed to Sick With It. He ain't letting up. Shout out to I Am Sue, my youngster. We doing a track now. My last track of my album, I Am Sue. Shout out because he got a movement. His movement is worldwide too.
Yeah. That's like, dope that y'all collabing. That's like the two generations.
But I've been waiting on I Am Sue that's what supposed to be my first feature on the album. Yeah. Because I got at him a couple of years ago, like him and him. I know his dad, know his family. You know what I mean? I don't remember Sue growing up. Because he wasn't on the streets like that. So I didn't remember Sue growing up, but I know his family. But I got at him and he like, oh, gee, it's nothing but respect, nothing but love. But I'm hella busy right now. But I think he was testing me. Like, if you still with it, come the beginning of the year, we gonna knock it out. I didn't have to get back at him. He got at me. He seen how busy I was. He seen the releases. He seen what I'm doing. He like, oh, gee, it's that time. It's that time for that song.
Dope.
You know?
Dope.
And again, shout out E-40. I got a song with E-40 called Humming. 40, I thank you for the feature. Shout out to Mr. Fab. You know what I mean? I reached out to him and he touched me with a verse within 12 hours. You know, you get at somebody about a verse and they touch you in 12 hours and I ask, what do you want? Name your ticket, my nigga. Enjoy the song, bro.
Yeah, that's big.
You know, these cats charging. Yeah. By right, they should be.
Right.
Come on, man.
Right.
But to bless me with these tracks and be like, I'm asking, like, I'm not coming empty-handed, bro. I know what you're worth. What do you want from me? Tell me. And to be told, it's an honor for me to even do this.
Right.
That's big for me, bro. So shout out 40, shout out Fab, man, for real. And shout out my nigga I Am Sue.
And one more name I want to ask about, because I know my folks in the Rich would be mad at me if I didn't bring this up. But Johnny Cash, rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Cash.
Did you ever have any?
Nah, we from two different sides.
Different sides and
generations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for Johnny Cash, as far as the Richmond music scene, yeah, him and Ryder J. Clyde. Right. Johnny held it down for a few years with that Thiz. Like, he repped for Thiz for Richmond. Right. Johnny Cash, he was dope. Yeah, for real.
Well, and then how's Calvin T doing right now? And
my brother's alive. My brother is, you know what I mean? He's good. He's good. He keep a smile on his face, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I say, we of age, you know what I mean? Niggas dealing with health issues, you know what I'm saying? And whatnot, but Calvin is alive and well. I just threw a party, my Humane release party, and I invited Calvin. And he showed up, fucked me up, bro. Like I told you how hard it is. Yeah. He showed up and he performed with me and everything at my party. I can go check it out on YouTube. My Humane release party featuring Calvin T, man. He got a song out called Bottom Bitch. I better check it out. Calvin T, my bottom bitch. Like,
yeah, both of y'all is still like rapping hella good.
Yeah. If you got it, you got it. It ain't supposed to go nowhere. Right. You know what I'm saying?
But a lot of people lose it though. A lot of people do fall off.
Like I said, I lost the passion. Yeah. And then the other thing is the content. I can only be authentic, you know what I mean? So when the shit I'm rapping about now, it's a twist of the same shit I used to rap about, but just from a different perspective. I'm not saying I'm out here doing this and I'm letting you know if this is what you're doing, do it the right way. You know what I mean? Yeah. You niggas game goofy, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That ain't pimping, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I would suggest another thing that you should do is get your old songs on these other platforms like Spotify.
I'm trying to do that now, bro. Yeah. With the old game, with a new twist, I'm in the process of putting it up, but I got a problem with these platforms. Oh, yeah. There's another thing I want to say. I'm dropping these singles on these platforms, and they doing what they do. But this album, I'm not dropping on these platforms, bro. When I drop this album, the man, the gift, the legend, it's like I say, 3 years in the making, 4 years in the making. I got every feature I need. I got dope shit, bro. Dope shit. And I just cannot see myself dumping a whole album on Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, and look at my report and see 17,623 streams in 24 hours, and all I get is $3.02.
Yeah.
What I'm getting.
Yeah.
Not even a fraction of a penny per stream. Like, how make them numbers make sense?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you can ask all the questions that you want, like, make these numbers make sense. And they try, it don't make sense to me. So, got the singles, they do what they do. But if you want this album, OnlyFans, Pimp.
OnlyFans. OnlyFans.com.
OnlyFans.
Mack Magic Mike.
If you want to subscribe for one flat fee, and you get access to the album, any video drops, any clips, anything I drop. But if you want the album, you're going to have to subscribe on OnlyFans for one flat fee.
That's some pimping right there.
That's
tight, man. Is there anything else, like, at this point in your life, in life period music, that you feel like you still need to accomplish?
Letting the people know who Magic Mike and Calvin T is.
There it is.
When I'm in the process of submitting my legacy, and I want my kids to know who I was and what I meant to Bay Area rap, there would be no West Coast rap without Bay Area rap. There would be no Bay Area rap without Richmond as part of it. There would be no Richmond rap without Magic Mike and Calvin T. So you do the math.
There it is. And that's why we here, direct from the source, Mack Magic Mike. Shout out to Calvin T.
Calvin T.
Richmond, California.
My brother.
This is the history of the Bay.
Oh, man.
We're going to end it like that. Thank you, bro. This was dope.
Man. I appreciate you,
for
man.
Sure.
I appreciate the platform, man. I love what you're doing. And again, I got to shout you out on the rap. All right, history of the Bay. You did that, bro.
Right we might have to get one in, man.
We have to or something, man. Remix or something, man.
Yeah, that'll be fresh, man.
Thank you, bro.
All right, y'all. Peace out. History of the Bay. Thank you.
Man.
Mack Magic Mike.
You hear me?
That's where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay. Recognize where you got the game. We got our own style, got our own slang. Northern California is a West Coast thing. This is the history of the Bay.